Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's Coach Chris coming at you at 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time on Monday, August 19th, 2024. You're looking at a 1-minute chart of the MNQ futures September 2024 expiration. This is a video I've been a little reluctant to make simply because when I first developed the system that I've been teaching you, I envisioned it more as a longer term trading system, not a scalping trading system. But I've had a lot of people who purchase the system want to take more trades, and they were willing to give up a little bit of the size of the trade if they could get more trades in throughout the day. And so by going to a shorter time frame, you're definitely going to get triggered into more trades. They will be smaller in size. However, some of them will still be quite substantial. I'm talking 30 to 40 plus points. The only sacrifice you are going to make, and you'll see that in a little bit as I go through this, as you will get some what I call false positives. And what I mean by that is you'll get triggered into an entry on a trade and it simply won't go anywhere. It may go a little ways, but it simply doesn't have much follow through to it. So if you do take those trades, you want to be on your feet that you get out of them with a very small profit or break even, or what is going to happen is you're going to get chopped up throughout the day. Now, I forgot to mention, tomorrow is the 20th of August. That will be the last day that the indicator is on sale. And the 21st, the sales page is going to get updated and it will reflect the new price. So if you are thinking of purchasing the system, I highly advise you do it today or tomorrow. Otherwise, you're going to be forced to pay the higher price in a couple of days. Now, having said all of that, let's go through today fairly quickly on the 1-minute chart and let me show you what I'm talking about. The way that these indicators typically work is the more data that they have, the more accurate they're going to be. And on a 5-minute time frame, you simply are getting much more data. That's why you can get a real solid entry that's going to give you substantial amount of points. When you make the sacrifice of going down to the shorter time frame, the indicator has less data to rely on, and so it will trigger you into more trades. The only question mark is that some of them are not going to have a lot of momentum and follow through to them. The algorithm doesn't know what the market is ultimately going to do. All that it knows is that the conditions are right for the market turning into that direction. And so on the shorter time frame, you're just not going to be guaranteed you're going to see a lot of follow through. However, having said that, let's look at the trades. At 8:21, it got triggered into a short. Now, if you saw my video earlier in the day, the 5-minute triggered a short at 8:25 a.m., so about 5 minutes later, whereas this one came earlier, and ultimately this was a nice little trade even on the 1 minute. Remember, you still use the same entry. Your stop loss comes here at the top of the cloud, okay? And I suggest on the 1 minute, set your initial take profit at 25 to 30 points, and then you can aggressively trail it, hoping to get more. So if you entered on this trade here, the green arrow the green X rather, indicates where they're recommending to take profit. That's 30 points, but you can see this particular trade goes on to get all the way down to 80 points. So a really, really nice trade. The market then reverses, goes up, hits the top of the cloud, and pulls back, which triggers an entry at 8:46 a.m. So what is it? 15 minutes after the market open, we get triggered into a long, and that one goes for 30 points. Absolutely no drawdown on either of those trades. What I mean is, You were never in a negative position if you followed the system. I mean, it would have never went negative anyway, because you entered way up here on this one. You can see how far down it was. And on this one, you entered way down here. And so it went straight up. So then, here's where you can see that you're not going to get the huge follow through always that you do on the 5 minutes. So here again, now 20 minutes later, a half hour later, you get triggered into a short. You would have got a little bit of heat on that, like probably about 10 points. I mean, that it would have gone negative on you after you entered, but then it would have turned around 2 minutes later and ultimately given you a 30-point profit. Then the market reverses once again. You get triggered into a long. This one goes for 30 points also, but now you'll start to see how it's chopping up and down, okay? The candles are still good size, even though we're seeing quite big wicks on these candles. You can see the body is very nice, very big, but you're starting to see more consolidation and sideways movement and back and forth movement in the market. So if you do choose to use this indicator to scalp, like I said, you want to be very aggressive with your stop loss and or your trailing drawdown, and don't hesitate to take break-even trades or trades with a small market. It will save you in the long run, because otherwise you're going to get chopped up not only on commissions but on some potential reversals. So here at 9:17, you get another trade. I don't know if I went over that one or not. No. 50 points, 55 points, no drawdown again. Market reverses here till 9:30 now, hour after the market opens. You get triggered into a long. Goes up here, 30 points, no drawdown. As far as it does reverse a little in here, but your trade never went negative on you, so you were never in any jeopardy of getting stopped out, and hopefully you would get out somewhere up there. If you stayed in it, ultimately you could have picked up a few more points, but very few people that I know would stay in it, ultimately that long after all of that sideways motion, almost a half hour's worth. Okay? So now, fast forward ahead, the market continued to go up. It then pulled down, but before it did, it triggered a short here at 10:15. And that candle was a nice size candle. You would have picked up 18 points. But you're now going to see where what I call the false positives are going to start. See, you did get a nice push down, but you can see immediately after that bar, the market started to pull back. And if you wouldn't have got out by this time here, you would have been break even until right in here. And then starting on this candle, you would have gone negative balance and had a loss on the trade. Now, you can see when trades start to trigger that close together, and you see that the candle bodies are getting quite small, and they're not oscillating up and down with any great distance, you know that it's very dangerous trading in these conditions, because you're just not going to get a lot of follow through in it. It's just the nature. So in that area, you would have wanted to really tread carefully or stay away from it altogether. Now here at 11 a.m., these are all Central Daylight Time, the market did trigger a short, okay? And at the first recommended stop is 37 points. Second is 50 points again. So you can see here, you still are getting some fairly good-sized trades intermingled in, and you surely are getting a lot more trades being triggered. Now here again, we get another short, just one candle's worth. Here we got a long, really didn't materialize. You wouldn't have lost money, but at most you would have got, just a small amount or break even on both of these trades. Then at 11:39 a.m., we get triggered into a long. really nice trade. It took a long time to develop. So it started on this candle here, went up 10 points, pulled back a little bit, never in any harm of going negative on the trade, and then sucked up some liquidity and pushed nicely to the top side, giving us a 35-point trade over, what is that, 15, 20 minutes. Really nice trade. Shortly thereafter, it triggers a very small short, and you can see here on the second or third candle, the system is already telling you to close the trade. And so you'd get maybe, 10 to 15 points on that one. Then here, same thing, a very small trade to the upside, break even to slight profit. Same thing on this one. But then here at, what is this, 1:30 or 1:23 in the afternoon, you get another long, and it's very similar to this trade that you had here. You get a nice push up, pulls back a little, and then pushes up again. You can see here we never again went into any drawdown. And ultimately, at the first stop recommendation is 23 points. If you would have held longer, you could have got 30 to 60 points. Okay? We then go into a series of chop trades. Here again, break even, slightly profitable at best. You can see that the candles are not separating from the baseline very far at all. That is only 12 points. This one about the same, and then they're coming in quick succession. This one ultimately did give you a little bit more profit, but break even at best. Then you got a short that went for, what is this now? 10 to 15 points. But then you got a real doozy here to end the day. So at 9 minutes before the market closed, okay, 2:51 p.m. Central Daylight Time, this triggered along right here, and it went up to the first target, 80 points. Trade of the day right there. No drawdown at all, and in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes, you made a nice 80 points. So that's $160 for every MNQ contract you traded. Really nice. So you can see here that you're going to definitely get more trades, but it's more for the advanced trader, or you could really get yourself on trouble, because some of these trades are definitely going to trigger, but they're not going to give you much follow through. But if you can kind of weed through the chaff here and know how to trade, know how, and not be afraid to get out at break even or a slight profit, and not get greedy and hold on to the trade, you're getting tons and tons of trades out of this, and 20 points here, 20 points there, 30 points there. You're looking at a really nice day, and on a day that really the market didn't appear to move that much. It appeared to move almost at a steady uphill motion. The 5-minute only gave us 3 trades of about a total of $200. Where here, you're getting what? I don't even want to count them. There's probably 10, 20 trades here with some decent points. Now, you can trade this 1 minute if you want, okay? If you want to do some scalping, go ahead. But you have been warned that, just be on your toes. And what I would say is, if you catch, a couple of these bigger ones, the 30 to 50 pointers, if you catch 3 to 5 of those, I would just quit trading for the day. There's no sense of getting greedy and lose it all in one trade, because, here you're coming out of the gate with a huge trade, another decent trade, another 20, 30 points, 10 to 20 points, 20, 30 points. This one wasn't huge, but it ultimately did go pretty well. But then you got some really big ones in the afternoon here. So, you're looking at a couple 100-point day. So I hope this makes sense. I tried to make a couple of live recordings again in the afternoon, and I was having some technology problems that didn't allow me to do it. But I do have an Apex account that's tied to Tradeovate that you can trade right here on the Trading View platform. So I'm hoping in the next few days to catch a few of those trades live right in front of you to show you how I enter and manage the trades. So thanks so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button below, and also check out AccuTrader.net and get in before the sale. Otherwise, I will talk to you tomorrow. Coach Chris signing off.